5. Foreign employment and remittances. Foreign employment situation in Nepal. Foreign employment in Nepal refers to the migration of Nepali workers to other countries for employment purposes. People from Nepal have been going to other countries for work for over 300 years, but it has become more common in recent times due to globalization. It has become a significant source of income and livelihood for many Nepali households. The majority of Nepali migrant workers are employed in countries in the Middle East, such as Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, as well as in Malaysia and South Korea. The government of Nepal has tried to make rules to make sure they are safe while working in other countries. In Nepal, around 500,000 individuals join the labor force annually. However, due to limited job opportunities in the country, there is a high demand for foreign employment. As a result, 5.66 million young people have gone abroad for employment, either through formal or informal channels. Out of this number, 1.5% are skilled workers, 24% are semi-skilled workers, and 74.5% are unskilled workers. Institutionally, 110 countries have been opened for foreign employment. Introduction to remittance: money sent by people living and working overseas back to their country of origin, usually sent back to their families. Remittances are a more stable form of international financial flow than some other financial flows, and they bring many benefits to developing economies, including many nations in sub-Saharan Africa. It is suggested that migration and remittances can be significant in reducing extreme poverty and improving human development. Global fact about remittance. 1. Remittances impact 1 in 8 people worldwide. Around 1 billion people are directly impacted by remittances. Every year, 200 million diaspora members and migrants send money home, supporting 800 million family members. 2. Remittances are resilient. Even through global pandemics, political instability, and economic downturns, flows to low and middle income countries, LMICs, continue to grow, reaching an estimated $685 billion in 2024. 3. Remittances are small but powerful. Migrant workers typically send between $200 to $300 every 1 to 2 months, often making the difference between survival and stability for families back home. 4. Remittances add up. Migrants have sent over $5 trillion to LMICs in the past 10 years. Around 25% is used to invest in better futures through education, healthcare, savings, and income-generating assets. 5. Remittances show long-term growth. Remittance flows have quadrupled over the past 2 decades, demonstrating sustained impact throughout crises in varying regions. 6. Remittances are a rural lifeline. More than 1/3 of remittances go to rural areas, helping to improve livelihoods and food security. 7. Remittances are vital in fragile contexts. In highly and extremely fragile situations, remittances provide up to 50% of external development finance. In 2023, flows to these contexts surpassed $134 billion, nearly double those in 2010. 8. Remittances reduce poverty and boost opportunity. They cover basic needs and enable receiving families to invest more in education, healthcare, housing, and small businesses compared to non-receiving families, helping to lift entire communities out of poverty and stimulate local economies. 9. Remittances have macro-level impact. Over 77 countries rely on remittances for at least 3% of their GDP, and in 30 countries, remittances exceed 10% of GDP, reinforcing their critical role in national development. 10. Remittances cost must be lowered. The average cost of sending remittances is 6.4%, twice the SDG target of 3%. However, mobile-to-mobile transfers now average a cost of 3.5%, highlighting the promise of digital solutions. 11. Remittances drive the SDGs. Migrant workers are silent engines of the Sustainable Development Goals, contributing to poverty eradication, decent work, education, women's empowerment, clean water, and reduced inequalities. 12. Remittances are going digital. Digital remittances reduce costs, increase security, and empower recipients, especially in rural areas, who can now access funds without traveling long distances. 13. Remittances catalyze financial inclusion. When paired with access to bank accounts or mobile wallets, remittances help recipients store money, build savings, and qualify for credit, building long-term economic independence, especially in high remittance-dependent countries. 14. Remittances drive climate adaptation. They help families adopt eco-friendly, climate-responsive agricultural practices and technologies, diversify incomes, and respond more effectively to climate shocks, especially in vulnerable rural areas. 15. Remittances are more effective with partnerships. Strategic collaboration among governments, regulators, development actors, and the private sector has helped reduce transfer costs, expand access to services, and develop inclusive digital finance ecosystems. Further partnerships, including green finance innovations, could broaden the impact of remittances and diaspora investment to build financial and climate resilience. Yearly flow of migrant workers. Year total number of migrants. Year total number of migrants 1994/95 2159 2009/10 294,094 1995/96 2134 2010/11 354,716 1996/97 3259 2011/12 384,665 1997/98 7745 2012/13 450,834 1998/99 27,796 2013/14 521,878 1999/00 35,543 2014/15 2000/01 2015/2015/16 418 713 2000 and 1/02104739 2016/17 38349 2002/03105055 2017/18 361941 2003/04121769 2018/19 460 1708 2004/05 139,696 2019/20 2005/06182043 2020/21525 2439 2006/07214094 2021/22 412,787 Tilchatra 2007/08215268 2023/24596 9236 Falgun 2080 2008/09 219,965 Current foreign employment situation in Nepal. Remittance flow in Nepal. Year remittance, in billion NRS, year remittance, in billion NRS, 1990/91 2.1 2006/07 100.1 1991/92 2.3 2007/08 142.7 1992/93 3.0 2008/09 209.7 1993/94 3.5 2009/10 231.7 1994/95 5.1 2010/11 253.6 1995/96 4.3 2011/12 359.6 1996/97 5.6 2012/13 434.6 1997/98 7.0 2013/14 543.3 1998/99 10.3 2014/15 617.3 1999/00 12.7 2015/16 665.1 2000/0147.2 2016/17 695.5 2001/02 247.5 2017/18 755.1 2002/03 54.2 2018/19 879.3 2003/04 58.6 2019/20 875.0 2004/05 65.5 2020/21 961.1 2005/06 97.7 2021/22 631.2 Tilchatra Remittance as percent of GDP. Year ratio of remittance to GDP. Year ratio of remittance to GDP 1991/92 1.55 2006/07 13.76 1992/93 1.75 2007/08 17.49 1993/94 1.74 2008/09 21.15 1994/95 2.31 2009/10 19.4 1995/96 1.71 2010/11 18.5 1996/97 1.99 2011/12 23.5 1997/98 2.32 2012/13 25.6 1998/99 3.01 2013/14 27.7 1999/00 3.34 2014/15 29 2000/01 10.6 9 2015/16 29.6 2001/02 10.35 2016/17 22.60 2002/03 11.01 2017/18 21.8 2003/04 10.91 2018/19 22.8 2004/05 11.12 1019/20 22.5 2005/06 14.94 2021/22 22.5 Share of remittance. Year total remittance in billion NRS, remittance from India, in billion NRS. Share of India in total remittance 2014/15 617.376.012.32 2015/16 665.170.3 10.57 2016/17 695.5 90.8 13.06 2017/18 755.1 101.1 13.38 2018/19 879.3 128.6 14.62 2019/20 2020/21, 2021/22. Effect of remittance. Positive effect. Remittance in economy. Reduce poverty and improve living standards. Remittances help to meet the basic needs of households, such as food, shelter, clothing, education, and health care. They can also be used to invest in businesses, purchase assets, and improve housing conditions. Boost economic growth. Remittances can increase aggregate demand and stimulate economic activity. They can also lead to increased investment and job creation. Promote financial activities. Remittances can help to bring people into the formal financial system, which can give them access to other financial services, such as credit and savings. Support development. Remittances can be used to finance development projects, such as schools, hospitals, and roads. They can also be used to support social safety nets and programs to empower women and youth. Source of income. Remittances are a vital source of income for many developing countries. In 2022, remittances to developing countries reached $630 billion, representing over 10% of their GDP. Poverty reduction. Remittances boost economic growth. A study by the International Monetary Fund found that remittances can increase GDP growth by up to 1%. Financial inclusion. Remittances promote financial inclusion. A study by the World Bank found that remittances can increase the number of people with bank accounts by up to 10%. Remittances support development. Remittances can be used to finance development projects, such as schools, hospitals, and roads. They can also be used to support social safety nets and programs to empower women and youth. Potential and benefits. Remittances have the potential to play an even greater role in reducing poverty and boosting economic growth in developing countries. The World Bank estimates that remittances could reach $782 billion by 2026. Skill development. Remittances can be used to invest in education and skills development, which can help to create a more productive workforce and boost long-term economic growth. Entrepreneurship development. Remittances can be used to support entrepreneurship and small business development, which can create jobs and stimulate economic activity. Infrastructure development. Remittances can be used to invest in infrastructure and other development projects, which can improve the quality of life and attract foreign investment. Sources of foreign currency. For low-income nations, remittances are an important source of foreign currency transfer. Lending environment. The financial markets will become more liquid as a result of higher remittance flows, which might lower interest rates and promote lending and investment. Funds are provided for new company ventures through remittance revenue. Increase in aggregate demand. Most of the money received through remittances is spent, increasing overall demand. They may result in a bigger economic growth boost, as it is called to have a multiplier effect. Boosts a nation's gross national income and increases the real buying power of its citizens. Improvement in financial literacy. Remittances can enhance financial literacy, remove credit limitations for the unbanked population in impoverished rural regions, help with asset accumulation and company ventures, and lessen poverty. Improvement in human capital. By enabling better hygiene practices, healthier lifestyles, access to quality healthcare, and higher educational achievement, remittances can support the building of human capital. Remittance and sustainable development. In recent decades, remittance inflows, hereafter referred to as remittances, have been considered a crucial external source of finance for developing countries. Cross-border employment, globalization, migrants, and their family members are critical to achieving various Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. According to the United Nations, UN, 8 SDGs are related to safe migration and remittances. They are: I. No poverty. 2. Zero hunger. 3. Good health and well-being. 4. Quality education. V. Clean water and sanitation. 6. Decent work and economic growth. 7. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And 8. Reduced inequalities. Though remittances bring several challenges, such as trade deficit, labor shortages, and potential threats to export competitiveness due to the slow-performing manufacturing sector, it is considered a resilient catalyst for economic development for developing economies. Negative effect in economy. Shortage of manpower in the country. The increasing number of foreign employment causes a shortage of manpower in the country. In Nepal, many people are leaving for foreign employment, which causes a lack of manpower in the agriculture and industrial sector. Brain drain. Brain drain is a situation in which a skilled, trained, and educated manpower moves to another country seeking better opportunities and income. In Nepal, the main cause of brain drain is a lack of proper working environment, poor quality education, corruption, nepotism, and favoritism in the job recruiting process. Mismanaged families. If a parent moves to another country for foreign employment, it leads to mismanagement of the family, as there will be a lack of proper guidance for younger family members. An additional burden of household responsibility is added on younger members, which may lead to the absence of higher-level education, school dropouts, poor nutrition, and health care of children. Increase in trade deficit. In Nepal, imports are much higher than exports. This is resulting in a large trade deficit in Nepal. Remittance income received from foreign employment is one of the major causes of the trade deficit in Nepal because it is causing an increase in demand for consumer goods, which is fulfilled by bringing goods, things, from other countries, which generates a trade deficit. Human cost. Migrants have to remain separated from their families, and they have to face risks in their jobs. They may have to work extremely hard to save enough to send remittances to their families. Many Nepali are facing and suffering hardship in Gulf countries. Create dependency and hurt economic growth. Remittance received from foreign employment can also create dependency. It may reduce the motivation for recipients to engage in work, consequently, impeding or slowing economic growth. A shortage of manpower in the country may hurt the economic growth in the long term. Challenges in remittance economy: reducing informality, improving competition, and reducing costs, accelerating financial intermediation projects with credit unions and MFIs. Engaging banking institutions to provide broad financial services, supporting projects to improve investment opportunities at home and among the diaspora. Design products that include education and health services, provide technical assistance on financial and remittance literacy. Engaging governments and the private sector as environment enablers.